I want to give you an update on the speech the president just gave. I want to play a couple of clips that I found interesting. First of all, he said it was an honor to serve you. Listen.
It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think it's more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. And we can never forget that. And I never have.
So I find that interesting because I remember his first speech as president. He talked about the power of the people and how they saved the republic from COVID. But it struck me because he wasn't talking about the power of you. He was talking about the power of the politicians that were in the room for that speech. I'll play those to contrast tomorrow. He does not believe in you. He believes in the power of the elites, I believe. Now, he said he's going to be doing a few things over the next 6 months. I want you to listen to what he said his priorities are.
Over the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president. That means I'll continue to lower costs for hardworking families, grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose. I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence or any violence ever, period. I'm going to keep speaking out to protect our kids from gun violence, our planet from climate crisis that is the existential threat. And I will keep fighting for my cancer moonshot so we can end cancer as we know it, because we can do it. And I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy, Supreme Court reform. You know, I will keep working to ensure America remains strong and secure and the leader of the free world.
Okay. There is so much to unpack there, and I'm going to unpack it tomorrow on radio. But let me just go through this list. He's going to lower costs for hardworking Americans. It hasn't been seen yet. He's going to grow the economy, with exception of the jobs that were not created but returned to the American people. We know now, it is an absolute fact, and even the New York Times has reported that there hasn't been any new jobs created. They were restored jobs, and any jobs that have been added, any job growth that has been added, mainly are part-time, but every job that has been gained has gone now to immigrants, not Americans. He then talks about gun violence. Not a surprise. The climate crisis, which there's no way to lower cost and grow the economy if you're going to concentrate on the climate. His cancer moonshot, which I've got a lot to say on that. And then the most important thing, reform the Supreme Court. This is anti-republic and anti-democratic. This is exactly what FDR tried to do in the 1940s and failed. And hopefully he will fail again. The Supreme Court is actually shrinking the size of the federal government and returning the power closer to you, to the state level. Everything they have done in the last 2 years is to do that. Return the power to you, the voter. They don't like that. And quite honestly, it's because they do believe that they know better than the average American, which makes this next cut pretty ironic. Cut 3, please.
The great thing about America is here, kings and dictators do not rule. The people do. History is in your hands. The power is in your hands. The idea of America lies in your hands. We just have to keep faith, keep the faith. And remember who we are. We're the United States of America.
I would like to remember who we are, and we're going to get into that here in just a second. But one last clip For weeks now, we have heard the opposite, but he actually quoted me quoting Franklin from 2 weeks ago when we were having the discussion about a republic or a democracy. Here's what the president said tonight.
When Ben Franklin was asked, as he emerged from the convention going on, whether the founders had given America a monarchy or republic, Franklin's response was a republic, if you can keep it. A republic, if you can keep it. Whether we keep our republic is now in your hands.
This was about 4 minutes into the speech, and I'm going to mention and talk about the republic thing here in a minute, but did you notice how he started? He got confused. It was written right in front of him, and confused and didn't know exactly where he was. Which brings me to the overarching question about everything. Why is this president stepping down from running instead of stepping down as the president of the United States? He is not fit to rule. Now, let me just give you a scenario. I want you to imagine how we would be reacting if we were witnessing this happening in another country, okay? Let's say it's the president of Russia. The president of Russia has an absolute breakdown during a debate live on TV where he freezes and he doesn't know where he really is. Everyone, including his own allies in Russia, begin to question whether he is on the brink of a full cognitive collapse. That would be earth-shattering right now. And do you not think the enemies of Russia would be going, let's go? Days later, the regime's leader's main political opponent barely survives an assassination attempt again on live TV. Would we accept that at face value, that was just some off event? The political opponent becomes the embodiment of everything wrong with the impaired leader. This guy looks strong. He pumps his fist in defiance and he says, fight, fight, fight. And the election appears to be all but over at that point. That's when the regime leader immediately goes underground and he's declared sick and quarantined away from public view. There's rumors that he had to go to the hospital and had possible stroke or some other thing, but nobody really knows. And then, without coming out in public, just a few days later, the leader of Russia declares that I'm going to let them replace me. What would you think? Probably in true Soviet fashion, we'd be thinking a coup just took place. But this is what just happened to Joe Biden. How is this being viewed by you, and how is this being viewed overseas? On July 20th, from an isolated quarantine, Biden sent a tweet. It's the most important election of our lifetimes, and I'll win it. Emphasis on I will win it. Less than 24 hours later, not even a full day, Joe Biden steps down. And he does it again by a tweet. This was his official letter, again, posted on social media. And you'll notice there's no official presidential letterhead. A signature uncommon from the way he usually signs. Did he actually sign this? Yes. Okay. But he hadn't made an appearance until tonight. What is really going on here? Reporting now is trickling out about the few days of the campaign. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Hakeem Jeffries, the most powerful people in his party, led a palace coup. They gave Biden until last Sunday to step down. They used damaging polling data over his head as a threat. We know that Biden didn't want this outcome. Those who were closest to him were saying he wasn't going to back down. He said God himself would have to take him from the earth. So why did he give in at the last minute? Why? Because it was a coup. It was a threat. And are you, as an American, comfortable with this? I've got a lot more to say on this tomorrow. But no matter what he said tonight, half, at least, of the American people are a threat to their version of democracy. You know, under Barack Obama, he talked about the fundamental transformation of America. His wife defined that as changing the way we speak to each other, changing our history, and changing our traditions. We are a democracy and a republic. Did you vote for that? I know I didn't. In fact, I was told that I was a conspiracy theorist when I just asked, wait, what does that even mean? Did you vote the last time for Joe Biden to fundamentally change capitalism into a system of rules like ESG and DEI? I know I didn't. Did you make the choice to close down all the businesses by fiat? I didn't. Did you make the choice to force people to take a vaccine that was untested? I didn't. Did you make the choice to have men go into girls' sports and their locker rooms and their bathrooms? Because I know I didn't. They threatened the president until he stepped down. Let me ask you, Democrats, did you vote for Kamala Harris? Because last time she was actually on a ballot, you rejected her solidly. Did you choose this situation, or were you in favor of primaries where you could have chosen a different candidate months ago? The Democrats have taken the only part of democracy that we have, your one man, one vote, and destroyed it. I go back to Franklin. 2 weeks ago, we were told we were not a republic by this president. We were told that the republic was something that the far right MAGA people were using to destroy democracy. But tonight, the president struggled to tell you the Franklin story, but he did. And it's the one thing he got right. We do have a republic, but only a well-informed, intelligent, calm, laser-focused population based in truth, humility, and self-discipline can keep it. I've made my choice. I think you have as well. I will stand for the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the rule of law, common sense, and those American traditions that reinforce truth, justice, and the American way. It is time this November to make your choice, not to have somebody make it for you, either me, the media, the president, the party.